My name is Kenny Dial, and I want to welcome you back to Season 3 of the Scuba Diving Podcast. All right, in this continuing series showcasing the Buddy app, I think this is going to change the landscape. It's already starting. The big one here, the game changer, and dive masters and pros and everybody that's never gotten paid back for the gas and the tanks they picked up and everything else, this one's for you. It has the ability to tip and also link to any money-sharing apps that you have, like Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, all those. You can tip that dive master. Dive master, you definitely need to have a profile up because you can do the logs on there too, and then when you send that to them, bam. Scuba diving's not a get-rich-quick scheme by any means. You don't make a lot of money, and it's a lot of work. Not losing those occasional tips because someone couldn't find an ATM or didn't have cash on them or didn't know or just forgot. This fixes that problem. I like going to the tiki bar afterwards, and sometimes we gotta split a check. We carpool a lot. Somebody gets tanks or fills, somebody else drives. Helping people out with their boat gas, whatever it is. Alexis and I are gonna hit the beach. It's a little windy, the waves are kicking, we're in the sand. You can tell we're there. I think you're gonna enjoy this one though, and stick around till the end. There's one more thing I want to tell you about after Alexis and I have our conversation here. So, I hope you enjoy the show. Why not just call it an account?
Compare it somewhat to LinkedIn, and there it's more of a profile, I suppose. Your account showcases everything about you. It's an interchangeable word, or we at Buddy like to use profile because it's more of this resume situation. You have your header, you have your bio, you have your certifications. If you're professional, you have your dive shop and your tipping functions. So there's a lot more public versus an account kind of being a little bit like I view it in more private. It's more of a term.
And it's got the little picture and it's got the little face. You know, there's a lot of, this is going to sound bad, but there's a lot of BS out there with how good of divers people are and how much experience. You just get a lot of that. Oh, I've been diving for this, yeah, but you hadn't in 10 years, or, you know. Everyone can talk, you know, a mean game, but like, if you get on there and backfill, I feel like this is sort of a starting point, because people are only going to backfill so far, probably.
Yeah.
A good, fresh starting point, so that in a few years, you already kind of know how they're diving. And
I think it'll help a lot when the booking platform's out, because when you then are able to book a dive, that dive shop is gonna, or instructor is gonna have access to your dive logs. So okay, yeah, you've been certified for the last 15 years, but when was the last time you went diving? Or, you know, have you only been diving a few times? Or do you have thousands and thousands of dive under your belt? I think they're gonna be able to better group them when going on dive trips. There's that type of functionality or like way of looking at it.
okay. So we know this adds the tipping function. You can tip your dive masters and dive professionals with, you can link your Venmo, your PayPal, your Zelle, your Cash App, like that's amazing. And that definitely solves a big problem. That's, I think, a lot of people's favorite.
Yes.
Is this gonna piss anybody off?
Yes, I already saw somebody commenting about it as a captain. But I think I've found a solution where when we integrate the dive shop profiles, they will also have their own place to put their Venmos and their tipping functions. So if you're a shop that pools tips and likes to split it amongst the entire crew, people will have the option to do that, as well as tip the individual if they want. So right now we currently only have your individual Venmos attached to your profile. But once the dive shop profiles come out, they can also have their tipping functions set.
Will that
there.
solve the problem that we're seeing? Because there were some valid concerns, like especially on the bigger yachts, where you've got a cook, you've got people doing stuff that isn't seen. They're doing a lot of the work.
I agree. If somebody, especially multiple people, have the same concern or the same ask, that we're gonna find a way to solve that for them. I'm not a magic genie, everything takes a little time, but we can definitely find a way to make it work.
Well, I think you've already done good with adding tipping to the Buddy app, because there's all this chaos at the end of the day with the boat. I mean, we were just there. You know, it's just a lot of moving parts, and especially when you add students into that.
Yeah, you're cleaning up. They're like, log may dive.
Everybody's
You're like,
tired.
I'm trying to get out of here. Get the car, you know, and then you're like, shit, we didn't tip that person.
Or there's no cash.
Yes, or there's no cash. Well, now you have the option, whether they're sending you the dive log for you to add your own details, or whether you decide to go home and add them, you're going to be able to have that opportunity then, and you don't have to be so in the moment and carry around that paper cash.
I actually had this happen to me, and this is brand new. I'm on there, somebody left, and then a few days later, I saw a tip come through. I was like, oh, I think the Buddy app letting people tip, especially letting that dive master and instructor validate the dive they connect, and maybe if the tip got missed right there, later that day or that night or, you know, following days, they go, oh, that's so-and-so. It prompts them about the dive.
Exactly.
And then they go, oh, oh, you know what? I didn't tip them. And then bam, you said you can't make everything happen, but you've made a lot happen.
It's been 2.5 years in the making, but now that it's out, now that we're getting users, we're learning about the little intricacies to make sure that things run smoothly. You know, we want to make a tool that's easy for people in the dive industry to use, to log their dives, to make money for themselves. They do it because they love the ocean, and people still deserve to get paid, even if they're doing something fun, but also very helpful for the world.
It's a lot of work.
It's so much work.
Do it a few times. Most people, the very first time they go on the boat, they're like, oh my gosh.
How am I going to do this every day? Yeah, they need to get tips.
It's a panic thing. Did we miss anything that you want to drive home that maybe I missed on the tipping function?
No, I think you
Flushed it out?
You flushed that tip out.
Yeah, people like getting tipped.
I think we can all get on board with more money.
Yeah, so actually what you said though, I think incentivizes shops and charters to have a professional account. You're saying that's going to allow them to create a tipping function there for their group.
Yes, of course. Okay. So that way they're on their boat, they can have their own QR code. If you want to tip the whole crew, that's their preference at their shop, then that's how they can promote it. If you're smaller or you're an instructor, you'll have your own personal QR code, which will take you to your profile and get tipped.
Cool, I like it. So that solves the problem that people were voicing about not being able to pull tips if you're a big operation.
Yeah.
Awesome, love it. Okay. Thanks for sticking around with that interview with Alexis and I. Also, thanks for bearing with us with those waves and wind. This was real. We were really sitting there on that beach. But I think you noticed something about Alexis by now. And that is that she has the energy, the passion. She's put 2.5 years into this, and she's got the personality to do this. She has that willpower, the intelligence, the energy, the charisma. In the comments on any of our videos, they're very responsive. You can reach out to them. I try and answer the easy ones. We definitely spend some time together, and I'm on the app, so if there's something I know real quick and easy, I'll try and answer that. My IT savvy only goes so high with it. But seriously, tag them. They're on it. This is new. They are definitely working around the clock. Let's keep the fire going. Let's all get on there. Hopefully I will see your ad come through after this episode. Thank you again for watching. And if you want to support my channel, go to sweetwaterscuba.com. We have all the good stuff like the shirts, the hats, the stickers, everything. Autographed kids books are on there and wholesale opportunities for retailers. Don't forget, we're on almost every major channel. Put out daily content, new stuff all the time. I'm on live all the time. So hopefully I'll see you on either TikTok, Kenny_Dial, Instagram, Sweetwater_Scuba, Facebook, just search me, or just search me in your browser, Kenny Dial. One of those should come up. Finally, the YouTube channel has all the podcasts and all of the short form stuff. It actually kind of has everything in one spot. Either way, I hope to see you on one of these apps, on one of these pages. Whatever connects us to the underwater world, I hope to see you there. Let's show the rest of the world the rest of the world.